FFOs. Welcome to the Fudge Factory, where close enough is all good. My name is Carrie Grain. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. I hope everyone had a wonderful January. Today is February 2nd. And I'm coming at you with a monthly stitchy update. If you are new, this is where I talk about cross stitch and sometimes some other crafts. Because you know your girl is multi-craftual. Today we have one finish that isn't here. Partially here and partially not here. This is part of Colorful Critters by World on a String, designed by Dara Whitlock. This is one of them. In the original pattern, there are 3 snails stacked up with a little border. I just did one. And what ended up getting FFO'd and gifted was the frog one. Very cute. Very lovely. I stitched this for a friend of mine. It was her birthday recently. She's one of my knitty friends. And she really loved it. It's one of those situations where everything was going wrong. And I knew she would love it either way. So I kept going, which was good. If it was almost anybody else, I would have given up. But I kept going and she did love it. I'm not even going to say it in case I'm not going to tell you what things were wrong, because in case she watches this, I don't want her to know. You know, it's one of those things, you don't see it unless somebody points it out. But I turned that into, I took the little frog and I put it on a pocket on a Knitty project bag for her. So I don't have a picture of the bag because I'm a silly goose. I have a picture of her cat in the bag. And I have a picture, her cat in the bag, and I have a picture of the frogs. That's really funny. But the stitching turned out great. I didn't use the called for colors. I just kind of picked stuff. But that was my first finish. That was like a little surprise project. But let's get into my regular stitching. So these were my January goals. A third of a page finish on Ophelia. FFOing my Lighthouse by Dimensions. 1,500 stitches for Amongst the Tulips. Finishing a cardigan, starting a knitting top, and 1,000 stitches on Kakomu. So, I have a goal to get 1,000 stitches on both of my full coverages every month, but one of my WIPGO calls was 500 stitches on Amongst the Tulips, so I added that on top. And then the other WIPGO was the finishing the Lighthouse, so I got my first month is good. I got my first month last year. Let's see about the second. I've got plans for the second. But let's start with Ophelia. Ophelia by Mirabilia is going to look like this. She is a cutie patootie, and I was laughing the other day because I realized, like, I'm having such a great time stitching a drowning woman. I forgot she's drowning. But that's okay. Here's where she was last time. I have the picture from the WIP parade that is all open, but I do not have it open today because she's gonna be what I work on after this. But here's where she is now. So I stitched to what I thought would be a third, approximately. And then I finished my other goals and I kept working on it. So it was great. yeah, the third I considered all of her dress, her 2 hands, and all of this. Let me bring her closer. But yeah, I stitched her skin 1/1. I think I did a full cross. This is a 32 count. I don't remember what it is. But when maybe it's like a jade or something like that. A gorgeous, gorgeous drowning lady. Wow, her neck looks long before you finish, and her cleavage looks serious, but that's okay. I love how she's holding like a flower. But yeah, I'm gonna work on her hair and then move over. This half of the top page is probably the least stitch heavy. It just has oh god, yeah, if that's her hand, that's not much at all. That's really exciting. So my goal for this month, because I did more than 1/3 of the stitches last month, especially since I finished her skin, which went surprisingly well. I did have to do a little bit of ripping back, but that's okay. And some of the issues that I had, I just stitched over top of the mistakes that I made, so that's fine. So my goal for this month is to finish all of her X's. So hopefully next month I can put her on the scroll frames and get her beads in. Oh my goodness. It's so funny. This whip had like languished a bit just because I didn't give it focused work. But now it just seems to be flying. Although I did, oh, maybe not. Here's how I keep track of what I do. These are my crafts. This is essentially like my mini journal. But I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days on her. And some of those were some strong days. So that went great. Hopefully we'll see her all out next month. So it's all good. The next thing I worked on was Amongst the Tulips. And I hadn't worked on this in ages. And I have been getting back into Flosstube because knitting podcasts had me distracted for a bit. Now I have more of a balance between the two, and boy oh boy did I want to stitch on full coverage. Watching everybody show theirs, I was like dying because it's so satisfying. Just the slow growth of, I don't know, it just comes alive. So very slowly, one stitch at a time. But this is what it will look like. Mini Amongst the Tulips, designed by Heaven and Earth Designs, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, designed by Irina Garmashova. This is what it looked like last month in the beginning of January at the whip parade. And here it is now. I am bottom of this tulip. I'm doing 1/1 on just some Michael's 28 count Monaco, diagonals by blocks, and oh boy, I love this. I love this so much. I just use random clips to hold my threads when I need to. Sorry, my cat just made a noise. But I think I'm at the bottom of the second page, and down in this third page down is a partial page. So I stitched, I don't have the total, but I'm now at 18.12% on her. So fun. So fun. And after this one, I went to my Kakomu, which looks like this when it's done. It is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork by Margret Morales. I love Margret Morales. This is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And this is 1,040, ooh, wiggly, 1,040 stitches. Ooh, 1/1 on 25 count, full cross. And I'm almost to the bottom of this. This isn't any like very specific. It's not like a page marker or anything. It's just kind of like where I felt comfortable stopping before the bottom of the thing will annoy me. So I'm gonna just keep on working in page columns all the way down and then all the way across. You can see up here, I was just kind of like feather, however, and then I developed a system. I don't know how well it will work. It's my first time feathering, as you can tell, because these are my only 2 full coverages. But I just love this. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to hop back to the top of this one. And yeah, this is 10, 20, yeah, 1,000 stitches will get me up there. So this one I'm doing in straight diagonals, not diagonal squares, but I love this. There's like Krynic up here. I don't know if you can see it, but so pretty. And this one is so much easier to work on, guys. I cannot tell you. I switched and oh my god, because the Monaco on the other one is so tough. So I would try and pin stitch, and I am bending the needle, trying to, you know what I'm saying? Bending the needle. But, you know, I don't want to turn that over because it's obnoxious, so I'm gonna struggle my way through a pin stitch. I'm just gonna need to buy some more needles. That's fine. But yeah, that got 520 stitches. I'm sorry, 1,040 stitches. It took me 2 days to get all those stitches. And randomly, both times, it was 2 days of exactly 520 stitches. That just happened. This was where I stopped. I started at 4.09%, and now I am at 4.52. Crazy. But I'm very excited about that one. Ooh. I'm gonna get my FFO. So, other projects, my other WIPGO call, my FFOing of the lighthouse, is right here. Oh my gosh! Oh my god, I just love it so much. I have it, I'm sitting at on the table under the TV thing, and it really looks like a picture from that distance. But look at her. Oh my god, I'm dying. I'm so glad I get to admire her now. But this is just a frame from like Clearance Section Michaels. This white mat board is an actual mat board that came with the frame. This maroon is just a piece of scrapbook paper that I cut out, which, love it. If it was just gonna be white, I think it would have bothered me so much, but I think it looks really good. Feel free to tell me if I'm wrong. I think it looks fabulous. So that's her. I've got a cat joining me. Hello, mister. That's not his like official vet name, but that is functionally his name. So if anyone wants to know what his name is, it really is Mr. essentially. So that is all I've been stitching on. So let me tell you what I will be stitching on. So I have, again, I want to finish the cross stitches for Ophelia, and I want to do 1,000 stitches on both Kakomu and Amongst the Tulips. Whip Go this month got called, and it's like 788, I think, and on my board that is both of those are one gift, so I have to do 2 gifts. I'm trying to get on top of Christmas very early this year. I did not know it would be February early, but here we are. That's okay. I just have those sprinkled around my Whip Go board. One of those I know for a fact will not be cross stitch. The other one might be cross stitch. I've been enjoying, well, the one time I just did it, I enjoyed going through my magazines and just finding something that reminded me of somebody or the person that I was thinking about. And that was fun. So those are my stitchy plans. As far as knitting, which is the other big thing I've been doing recently, I'll tell you a little bit about it. I'm not going to go into every detail. But I finished a big project. Whoops, sorry, buddy. This is the Aurora cardigan. Yee. I don't know how people show these. It's a top-down raglan. Oof. Yeah, it got a snag recently, so I have to fix that. Top-down raglan, just a ribbing button band. Here are the buttons. Here are the buttons. I went for like an abalone, but oh, let's see. It's the Aurora cardigan. I made it out of Knit Picks Upcycle Alpaca Blend, sport weight. It's the color Fossil, and it is 33% wool, 33% alpaca, and 33% recycled acrylic? Oh, it just says acrylic. Maybe I just assumed it was recycled. I think it said it, I don't know. But the pattern is by Yanis Campuzano Penaloza. It is in Spanish. Do I really speak Spanish? Hablo poquito. Pero no hablo bueno. Especially don't read it. So Google Translate was my friend. I just thought it was funny that I was like, this is the one. I gotta make this harder on myself. And when I had to restart it up top, and then I completely missed. I got to the body and I was like, okay, I can just go. But I missed. I didn't look too far ahead because there were pocket instructions. So I did not do the pocket, which I keep going to put my hand in the pocket. There's no pocket. That's okay. But I love her. She's cozy. The gauge is pretty loose for me. I think I use a thinner yarn, like a sport, as opposed to a DK, which is fine. It is, honestly, it's really lovely for now. It does keep me pretty warm, but I don't think it'll keep me too warm in like the spring. But she grew when I blocked her. I had to rip back pretty far. And so the sleeves are now perfect length. The raglan looks like it was made for a much larger person. This thing goes past my, like it goes past my butt. It's very comfortable. I love it. But it's very funny. It's like a very long V, and the V connects like under my belly button. So I might put like another button up top or something, I don't know. But that's her. And I love her. She's so cozy. She hasn't pilled at all yet. But I've only been wearing her for like a week. Not every day. Like half the days. And I'm also started another project this month, and it's almost done. I started multiple projects this month, but this is just the only other one I will show you. This is the Carnelian Sweater Vest by Lauren McElroy. I've only seen one other there's only one other like project in Ravelry, but she also has a knitting podcast. Her name is Escarla, Escarla. She is so fun. I love Escarla. And hers was so cute. It gave me Hobbit vibes, and I was like, I could go for some Hobbit vibes. I don't know if I'm a vest gal, to be completely honest, but I couldn't resist the Hobbit vibes. I got, let's see, got something from Bent Limb Farm. It's called Spiced Chai. So DK, alpaca and wool. This doesn't really have a name. And wash in cold water till they fly. So they've got a lot of cool information on their farm. So like they have the animals, I believe. Significant focus producing humanely raised meats and eggs and fibers. Which is really delightful. Oh, they do spinning classes. If you want to go to their website, it's bentlimbfarm.com. And the project right now is soaking, because I'm going to block it before I put the edging on. And I don't have a skein to show you, but this is what she knit up like. This is a seed stitch pattern. I know it looks like camo. I didn't think about it, but I think when I put it on, it will just give, I don't know, mossy woodsy vibes. Hi, honey. Mossy woodsy vibes. It's my Hobbit vest. Hobbit vest. So, and if you're interested in their yarn, a great small company, I think they're local to us. I didn't really Google where they're from, but I assume they wouldn't travel too far. Farm to you. It doesn't really say where they're from. But, and it's very soft, very squishy. Two things I might say about this, just so you know before you might happen to buy this very small company's yarn, which you probably won't, but whatever. It bleeds. Like, if I work on it for 15-20 minutes, my hands will start turning purple, or not purple, blue-green. And it washes off really easily. But the other thing is there are some occasional like thick slubs and occasional thinner parts. The thinner parts are longer than the slubby parts. Overall, it's pretty consistent. But you will get both extremes. And that's okay. Just a different style of yarn. It just essentially means that it's not not made by a big factory. But she's almost done. I sewed the pieces together before this video and just gotta put that I-cord edging on her and she'll be good to go. Oh, but let me go over, and so yeah, my goals for this month as far as knitting is I want to finish that vest. I want to finish the Luna top, which I did start in January. And I want to finish a pair of socks that I'm working on. That's my like little travel project, because I did not want to bring yarn that will turn my hands purple with me, because usually if I bring it somewhere, I'm knitting at lunchtime. So that's what I'm working on. My friend Caroline wants to do a pair of socks every month. So I'm excited to do that with her. And yeah, that's what I have been up to. That's what I will be up to. I appreciate you guys coming to see me. Hope you had a good time. Let me know if you did. We'll see if I'm back next month, but so far so good. I'll tell you, I got a walking pad for work, and when they say exercise improves your mood, they really mean it. I bought it thinking, well, hopefully I use it, but it might just be another one of those things that sits in my closet and never gets used. Better to try it than to not try it if I can. And so far so good. So highly recommend. It has me in a good mood. Just all these days I'm bip bopping around. I'm usually too tired to bip bop, you know, but now I'm bip bopping all the time. You gotta bip and bop. With that, I hope you guys bip and bop all around town. Have a great night. It was lovely talking to you. If you want to chat, leave me a comment. Thank you for being here. I will see you later. Bye. I'm a goofball.